All right, so welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're kind of focusing on AI projects, but not just any AI projects, right? Ones that are actually like making a positive impact. Not just cool tech, but actually like doing good stuff. We've got um, news articles, some Reddit threads. Those are always interesting. Oh, and some Discord discussions too.
Yeah, we're really looking at the projects that could change how we live and work,
Yeah.
address some of those big challenges we hear about.
Okay, so first up, DeepMind's GenCast. Now, I know weather forecasting maybe doesn't sound super exciting, but this is different, I promise.
You're right, it is different. What makes GenCast stand out is it's fast and it's accurate. I mean, 15-day forecasts in 8 minutes. Using these TPUs, tensor processing units, that's crazy compared to what we had before.
So, like, practically, what does that even mean for people?
Well, imagine being able to predict those, big weather events like way ahead of time. Hurricanes, floods, all that. Could change how we prepare for disasters. Evacuations, resources could actually save lives.
That's, wow, okay, that's huge. So, moving on, Amazon's doing some interesting things too, right? Like directly taking on those big AI models like GPT-4 with their Nova models.
Right, and one thing that's really interesting about Nova is how accessible they're trying to make it. Like 6 different models, each with their own purpose, and they've made them affordable. Smaller companies, researchers, maybe even just individuals can use them now.
And they support a ton of languages, right?
Yeah.
I think I read like over 200.
Yeah, over 200. So you can see how the potential impact is global here, building AI applications for all sorts of different languages and cultures, communication, education, so many possibilities.
Okay, so we've got life-saving weather predictions, AI tools becoming more accessible. What else is out there?
Well, there's this project that's got developers talking. It's called Pydantic AI, and they're simplifying AI development. It could really change who gets to create with AI.
Oh, so break it down for me. Like, I'm not a coding expert here.
Okay, so let's say you want to build an app that uses one of those large language models, the LLMs, to generate personalized learning stuff or maybe translate documents instantly. That used to be really complex, lots of coding.
Yeah, it sounds like a headache just thinking about it.
Right. But Pydantic AI, they're using these tools, DSLModel, DSPy, making it so you can just use a few lines of code. It's like giving developers a much easier way to build with AI.
So even if you're not a programmer, you can still use AI.
Wow, exactly. And that could lead to so many new applications in healthcare, education, even entertainment. More people can be creative with AI.
That's amazing. And then there's this thing called Mira Virtual AI, right?
Yeah.
All about making that multimodal AI stuff work, even if you don't have a crazy powerful computer.
Right. Multimodal AI, it's about systems that can use information from different sources. Text, images, audio, all that. Powerful stuff, but usually needs a lot of computing power.
So how does Mira Virtual AI change that?
Basically, it's a set of tools, right? Let you run those multimodal models on, less powerful devices. Like, imagine experimenting with that cutting-edge AI on a laptop or even a phone. Opens it up for individuals, smaller groups.
Okay, so we've got AI predicting the weather. It's cheaper. It's easier to use. It can run on regular devices. What else do we find out there?
This one's maybe more on the fun side, but shows how AI can get really personal. There was chatter on Reddit, Discord about NotebookLM partnering with Spotify to create AI podcasts.
AI podcasts. Now that's something I got to hear more about.
Okay, imagine listening to a podcast that's like made just for you based on your musical tastes. NotebookLM, it analyzes what you listen to on Spotify, finds patterns, trends, all that, and then makes a unique audio experience for you.
Wait, so AI is going to be my DJ now?
It's kind of like that, right? This AI, it knows what you like, maybe even better than you do. It could talk about your favorite tracks, point out stuff you might have missed, even talk about how your music taste has changed over time.
That's actually really cool, like a personalized Spotify Wrapped, but it's a podcast. Wow. So we've seen some pretty impressive projects, life-saving predictions, AI that understands music. What do you think so far?
Honestly, it's amazing to see AI becoming more than just this technical thing. It's a force for good now. These projects are proof that it can solve real problems, give people more power, even make our lives more fun and interesting in ways we didn't expect.
Absolutely. And we're just getting started. Stay tuned because we've got even more groundbreaking AI projects to talk about.
So, ready to dive back into these impactful AI projects? We've got a whole bunch more to explore.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. It's been pretty cool to see those local LLMs taking off. Remember those Nematron models from NVIDIA?
One's designed to run on like regular
There
computers.
is. And I saw on Reddit, someone actually got that huge 51 billion parameter Nematron model running on llama.cpp. They're saying it's almost as good as the even bigger 70 billion one because of some, like, optimization tricks.
That's really impressive. By, tweaking the model's design using something called neural architecture search, they got similar performance with a much smaller model. That's huge for making AI more accessible. People with regular computers can use it.
So it's like the same power, but smaller. That's awesome. And then there's this whole discussion about like dynamic 4-bit quantization going on. I saw it on Reddit too. This team, Unsloth, they figured out how to shrink these big AI models way down without losing accuracy.
That's a big deal, especially for using AI on devices with limited memory. 4-bit quantization, it's basically like using fewer bits to represent the model's parameters, makes it way smaller. Could mean running powerful AI on like smartphones and laptops.
Wow, imagine that. AI assistants that are truly personal, always there,
Mm.
without needing some massive server. Oh, hey, speaking of Reddit, remember that crazy story about the ByteDance intern? The one who messed up the AI training?
You mean the one who accidentally introduced a bug that cost them millions?
Yeah, that one. And the weirdest part, he still won, like a Best Paper Award at that big AI conference, NeurIPS, for figuring out how to fix the problem he caused. It's like a real-life tech story, but with a twist.
Definitely shows how complex AI development can be and how important testing is, making sure things work right. And speaking of big AI players, gotta talk about Amazon again. Remember those Nova models?
Oh, yeah, those were a big hit on Discord. What's the latest?
Well, Amazon just had their reInvent conference, and they announced 6 new Nova models. And, they're not being subtle. They're going straight for GPT-4 with these.
So it's an AI battle now. What's the big takeaway from all this?
Well, they say these models support over 200 languages. That's huge for global access. And they're pushing the limits with like 300,000 tokens. So these models can handle way more text, much longer, more complex stuff.
That's, wow, okay. What about the cost? Is Amazon trying to, like, undercut everyone else?
That's definitely part of it, yeah. The pricing is supposed to be super competitive, which could really shake things up, make this powerful AI available to more people.
This is great news for smaller companies, independent developers, the ones who couldn't really afford to play with this stuff before.
Yeah.
It's great to see competition leading to, like, more innovation and access.
Definitely. And Amazon didn't stop there. They're also making it easier to develop with AI. Those DSLModel and DSPy integrations we talked about. Lots of good feedback on Discord about that.
Right. Pydantic AI is doing some really cool things, making it so much easier to work with AI.
It's like they're creating this smooth pathway for people to build and actually use AI applications, even if they don't know all the technical details.
And that goes back to what we were saying about making AI available to everyone.
Yeah.
It's so exciting to see how these new developments are giving more people the power to use AI, no matter what their background is.
Exactly. And remember, Mira Virtual AI, another great example of how we're breaking down those barriers to entry, making it easier for people to experiment with AI.
Yeah, that was a big one for me. Being able to run those multimodal AI models on, devices with limited resources, that changes everything for people who can't afford those super expensive hardware.
It's bringing that cutting-edge AI to so many more people. Imagine the creativity, the new ideas we'll see.
Okay, so huge AI models running on regular computers, easier ways to develop with AI, and Amazon shaking things up. It feels like AI is changing so fast.
It really is. And the impact is going to be huge. As we move into the final part of our deep dive, think about how these changes might affect your own work, your own interests. The possibilities are really endless.
Okay, so ready for the last round of these amazing AI projects. This one is a little different. It's about, like, voice cloning.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw all the stuff about it on Reddit and Discord, Fish Speech V1.5, right? It's this new model, works with a bunch of languages, and people are going crazy over how well it can copy voices.
Wait, hold on. Voice cloning. So this AI can, like, sound like anyone. That's kind of, I don't know, a little freaky, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that there's definitely potential for misuse, which is why the ethics side of AI is so important. But think about the good things it could do. Like giving people back their voices if they lost them because of, sickness or injury, or personalized audiobooks in the voice of someone you love. You could even, give historical figures a voice again.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. It's like something out of a movie becoming real.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, there's been a lot of talk about OpenAI lately, right? Concerns about their strategy, even the quality of some of their models.
Yeah, I saw some of those discussions on Discord. People were getting pretty intense.
Well, in the middle of all that, there's a new player, Claude 3.5, People are raving about it, how well it performs, and it's actually affordable.
So it's like the underdog taking on the giant.
Kind of, yeah. And it shows that innovation can come from anywhere. Claude 3.5, it can handle those complicated tasks, generate creative text, and answer your questions in a really informative way, even if they're, open-ended, tough, or just strange.
That's impressive. Oh, and we saw that Tencent is open sourcing their Hunyuan model, the text-to-video one.
That is a big deal, especially for open source AI.
Okay, so for those of us who aren't, like, deep in the code, why is open sourcing so important?
Well, it means Tencent is letting anyone see their code, use it, change it, build on it.
So it's like a huge boost for people working together on AI.
Exactly. This kind of sharing, it can really speed up innovation, lead to better, more flexible AI tools. And from what we've seen, Hunyuan already makes some pretty amazing videos
Yeah.
with like realistic physics and everything.
Wow, that's wild. Oh, and before we forget, there was that really heartwarming story on Reddit. It shows how AI can actually make a real difference in people's lives.
You talking about the one where someone used Claude 3.5 to fight like a $10,000 rental car damage claim?
That's the one.
Yeah.
They were being accused of damaging the car, but it wasn't their fault, and they couldn't understand all that legal stuff in the agreement.
Right, but Claude 3.5 helped them, look at the document, find evidence, even write a strong argument. And they got the claim dropped.
It's like having an AI lawyer right there with you. Shows how AI can help people, in tough situations, stand up for themselves.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the end of our deep dive, looking at all these amazing AI projects. What are your final thoughts?
I'm blown away, honestly.
Right.
AI is moving so fast. Every week, it seems like there's something new, some breakthrough that pushes the limits. And the best part, it's not just about cool tech anymore. It's about using AI to solve real problems, make lives better, open up possibilities we never thought of.
I couldn't agree more. We saw AI tackling climate change, breaking down language barriers, giving people the tools to create with AI, even helping out in legal battles.
AI is becoming a bigger part of our lives every day, and it's our job to make sure we're using it the right way, you know, ethically, responsibly. So to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and keep imagining how AI can help us build a better future.
And remember, this is just a small taste of what's happening in the world of AI. There's so much more to discover. Keep learning, stay up to date, and maybe even start thinking about how you can be part of this incredible field.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive, everyone. Until next time, stay curious.